Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Kill Team Battle Report. I am Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Casa de Mike, where I will be fighting a 100-point kill team battle between my Tyranids, you heard that right, Tyranids, and Ben's, I was going to say Skitarii, but Admech. So the story that we've got going on here is that there is a Tyranid invasion of a Forge world, and the brave forces of the Admech are fighting them off when reports came through that a brood of genestealers had found their way behind the defenses and were infiltrating an area of their Forge world. So a kill team of Skitarii were dispatched to go handle the situation and see if they could clear out the genestealers. So that is the story that we're going to be doing. We are going to be playing the Take Prisoners mission, which is essentially you get points for killing an enemy model in close combat, or you have to be within an inch of the model and kill it. And if they are more than 2 inches away from any other enemy models, that's when you get a point for it. So we're going to be playing that. We're also going to be playing where if you did. So that is the story. That is the mission that we've got going on. Before we go any further, though, let's show you the 2 kill teams that are going to be fighting it out today. So for the Tyranids, I'll be running 9 genestealers. On the left there, I have a combat specialist, I have a scout specialist, a veteran specialist, and my leader. So for the Admech, he'll be running 2 Sicaran infiltrators. One will be the zealot specialist, one will be the combat specialist. We have a Sicaran infiltrator Princep, who will be his leader. We have a Skitarii Ranger Gunner, who will be his, with a Tyranid Arquebus, who will be his comm specialist. We then have 2 Skitarii Vanguard, 1 Skitarii Vanguard Gunner with a Plasma Caliver, and 1 Skitarii Ranger. All right, so those are the kill teams. Going over deployment now for the Tyranids. Over here we have my leader genestealer. We have 2 regular genestealers, a 3rd regular genestealer. Right over here we've got my combat specialist genestealer, regular genestealer. Then we have my veteran genestealer. We have a regular genestealer, and then we have my scout genestealer. All genestealers. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. I was, I could have run these guys as GSC, but I felt like doing something different. So running them as Tyranids, which is pretty fun. Going over deployment now for the Admech. We've got his one of his Vanguard over here. We've got the Ranger up front here. We've got the Vanguard Gunner with the Plasma Caliver. We've got his comms specialist over here with the Tyranid Arquebus. That's an easy one, hard one to say, easy one to remember because it's so weird. We've got his leader over here. We've got the one closest over here is the zealot specialist, and then we have the combat specialist. We have the other Vanguard over here, and that is it. So that is the deployment. We did a scouting round, which is basically where you have a couple options that you can do. You show your option of the 6 and then figure it out from there. So I chose to take forward positions, which means that basically I can choose up to 20% of my kill team and allow them to take a move before the first round of combat happens. And my opponent took the option, which is take out sentries, which allows him to shoot with up to 20% of his kill team, but only at models that have moved because of the take forward position. So we will come back to you after my movement phase, my pre-game movement phase from the scouting. We'll come back to you with that. Probably. All right, so my pre-game movement phase here, I moved my scout specialist up behind the wall over here, and I moved my combat specialist into the corner back in there. But because he's just like a little bit of an awkward model, you can just see his toe there. So normally if I could have kept him hidden, I would have been fine, but he can just see him, which means he's going to shoot him. So he's going to be take his shots here. So he's got 3 shots with his what's it called?
Oh wow, I'm on the spot now.
With his gun, he's going to be shooting his 3 shots here, but he's obscured, so it's going to be -1 to hit, and he's out of half range, so it's going to be -2 to hit. So looking for 5s. Getting 2 hits, strength 3, so looking for 5s to wound.
6s will do 3 damage.
6s will do 3 damage though. Nope, no wounds there. All right, so that's the scout move over. So now we will roll off to see who will have the initiative here for the first turn. So I will roll here, getting an 8, which is pretty good. But not as good as a 9. So my opponent will go first. We'll come back to you after his movement phase. All right, movement, radium carbine was the word. My opponent just remembered right as I was going to say that there's radium carbine. So how embarrassing, seriously. Come on. So into the movement phase here for the Admech. Most everybody is readying. So his dude bro over here is readying. Ranger dude bro is readying. Plasma caliber guy is readying. Comm specialist is readying. His leader moved up over this way. This is the zealot specialist back over here readied. So did this dude bro back over here. And then his combat specialist though is going to charge. So we will show this. He's going to charge into this guy. Do you know what the range was? The range?
I think I'm looking for like a 9.
It was like a 9-inch charge here. I've got nothing to overwatch with. So here we go. Into him. But the 12 inches will definitely get him in. All right, so movement phase for the genestealers here from the Tyranids. These two guys up here advanced up to their position. My leader back here moved to his position. He's going to stay in combat over here. He advanced up over this way. This guy back over here rolled a 6 for his advance, which is sweet, and moved up over into this way. And that is it for those guys. These two guys are going to charge into him. And the guy down in here is going to charge into his leader over here. So we'll do with the guy inside here, charges into his leader. His leader can't see him, so no overwatch here. Looking for a 9-inch charge because he has to come out around over this way. You can fall back. Yes, you can fall back. All right, he's going to fall back over here. So he's going to move back 3 inches, which means that I'm looking at a, what is it, a 9 becomes a, whoa, actually 1 second. All right, so he's within 12 inches, so I can declare him. That was my concern, but I'm going to need an 11-inch charge to get into combat with him over there. But genestealers can re-roll failed charges. That's their swift and deadly rule. So instead of advancing and charging, they can just re-roll failed charges. So here we go. He's going now to be rolling here, looking for an 11-inch charge. Oh, 6. Ooh. Oh, man, nope. I'm going to have to re-roll it because it's just under what I needed, even though I had that fill face. Come on, 11 inches. Show me that. No, get with the fill face, but no, nothing there. I'm probably not going to move him, though, because I know I can move him up to 9 inches, but if I pull him out here, he's going to be shot to all living hell. So that's not great. So, alrighty. All right, so then we're going to move my veteran here. He's going to charge into him. Oh, what? Where was that 2 seconds ago with the fill faces? Oh, whatever, he's coming around. And then my other dude bro over here is going to charge into him. And he is in as well. All right, so he didn't fall back. He retreated technically. Which means that he doesn't, he still gets the fallback counter because he can't do anything else at this point, but it was technically a retreat, not a fallback, just to clarify there. But over here, he's going to start the shooting phase now with his Transuranic Arquebus shooting comm specialist, who will use his comm specialty to give himself a +1 to hit. And he is going to be shooting into my genestealer bro over here. So this is going to be, it's -1 to hit because of being obscured, -1 to hit because, or +1 to hit because of the, because of his special rule, because of being in comms and giving himself that ability. So he's going to be looking for a 3 to hit. That's a hit, strength 7. So looking for a 3 to wound. That is a wound. AP -2, so it's still, yeah, for all that matters. My genestealers with their 5-up invul save. Yeah, Inception. No, that's a 1. All right, so D3 damage. 2 damage, so 2 injury rolls here. Okay, with that 4, and he, oh no, but he's within an inch of terrain, yeah, so that's -1, so it becomes it becomes a 3, so he just takes he takes 2, or he takes the highest?
No,
right?
he just
takes the highest, so he just takes the 1 flesh wound. All right, so now his this dude bro over here, this Skitari Vanguard shooter, is going to fire into the same wounded genestealer over here. So he's going to have 3 shots here. -1 to hit because of being obscured, but he's within half range, so it's just the -1. So looking for 4s to hit. Getting 3 hits, pretty good. These are now going to be wounding on 5s because of strength 3. Ooh, getting 1 wound there. So 5-up invul save. Nope, goes through. So +1 because of the 1 wound there. 3 becomes a 2 because of being next to it there. So he's got 2 wounds on him. Not great. All right, so now his ranger over here is going to fire into my other genestealer over here. He's got his 30-inch range, so he's within half range, which makes it rapid fire. So he's gonna have 2 shots here. -1 because of obscured, but not getting any pluses, so it's just gonna be a 4 up. No hits there. All right, so now his zealot specialist is gonna fire into my dude bro up here that advanced. So he's gonna have 5 shots with his Flechette blaster here. No obscured and within half range, so just going to be hitting on 3s. Okay, all but 1 hit there. Pretty good. 4 hits. Strength 3, so looking for 5s to wound. Getting 3 wounds. Pretty good. Looking for 5 up invulsers. No. Just under what I needed there. Pretty, yeah, that's fancy. All right, and the 1 injury roll, though. No, takes a flesh wound. All right, my opponent's actually going to use his command point to re-roll that one into a 1, so it's still a flesh wound. All right, and now he is going to finish us off here by firing into this guy back over there. He is going to have 3 shots here because he's not in half range, so he's going to be -1 for obscured, -1 because of being more than half range. So looking for 5s to hit. Getting 2 hits, still pretty good. These are now going to be wounding on 5s. No wounds. All right, so now his combat specialist here is going to be attacking in the fight phase, because that's it for shooting. I got nobody to shoot. My guys don't shoot, they just claw you to death. So we've got no shooting, but we've got into the fight phase here. His combat specialist here is going to attack into my veteran specialist. So he's going to have 3 attacks, and these are going to be hitting on 3s. And 6s because it's got, is it Tesla or no? It's called Taser because it's a Taser goad. On 6s, they count as 2 hits instead of 1. So these are going to be looking for 3s. Getting 2 hits, one of which is a 6, so that's going to be 3 total hits.
4 total hits.
4 total hits?
Because I got a 1-on-1, so
the
4
1
hits in total.
4, wait. 1 second. Yeah, it causes 3 hits instead of 1, so that's going to be a total of 4 hits on 3 attacks on 2 hits. So here we go. So we've got the 4 hits. These are now strength 7, right? Or strength 5.
Strength 5, yeah.
So we're going to be wounding on 3s. Getting 1, 2, 3 wounds. We got 3 5-up invulsers. Oh, and I make them all. Woo! All right, so now it's my turn to fight back. We're going to start with the guy back over there, regular guy. So he's got 3 attacks. These are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, so that is 3 hits. These are now going to be strength 4, so looking for 3. He's toughness 3, so looking for 3s to wound. Oh, 1 6 is going to be AP -4, and then we've got 1 4 there. So we got 1 at AP -1 and 1 at AP -4. So what's his armor save?
So 4 up, so I'll do the 5-up save first.
Okay, he's got 5-up save with the -1. Good for that one. And then
6 up
invul save with this one. No, not with that one. So it goes through, so he takes an injury roll. Or he's got 2 wounds, right?
2 wounds, yeah.
So that's going to be 1 wound off of him. And now we're going to activate the next guy over here. 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. All right, that is 3 hits. These are going to be wounding on 3s. That is 3 wounds, AP -1, so 3 5-up saves.
Wish I could keep that one.
Nope, that goes through. So now we will take an injury roll on this one because he only had the 1 wound left. 3, he takes a flesh wound.
Live.
And now my veteran specialist is going to attack into him. I've got 3 attacks here, hitting on 3s. That is going to be 1 hit. Oh boy. Oh boy. Wounding on a 3. Whoa. Sorry, that's what I get for that's what I get for doing that. Oh man, what an idiot.
It was all worth it.
It's 1. I'm going to spend a command point to re-roll that because that doesn't seem right by me. With the wound there, AP -1. So looking for a 5-up save. No, does not get it. So we've got the injury roll +1 because of the fact that it's that he's already got the 1 flesh wound. Because of 3, so it's another flesh wound. All right, so that is it for the turn here. Because neither of us has anybody out of action, that actually means that we are going to. Nobody has to take a nerve test because no one can fail their leadership because of nobody being out, and we have obviously no one has to take a break test because no one's there. So that's the end of turn 1. So now we will roll to see for initiative here on turn 2. I will get a 10. Come on. Oh, with a 6. So we will come back to you after with the movement phase for the genestealers here on turn 2. All right, movement phase here for the genestealers. I have my leader advanced up into the building over here. These 3 guys stayed in combat with them there, and then everyone else is going to be charging. So we're going to start off with him. He is going to charge into this guy back over on the left here. So he's going to fire Overwatch here, looking for 6s. Getting no 6s there. Would have been great for regular shooting. So here we go. His charge distance. 9 inches will get him in. All right, so now my this guy here is going to charge into both of these guys over here. He can't see because he's hiding behind the wall over there, but this guy can. So he's going to fire Overwatch here. 2 shots, looking for 6s. Nope, no 6s there. Looking for a 9-inch charge. Not getting it, so I'm going to re-roll because of their swift and deadly ability. Nope, still don't get it. All right, so now the guy inside there is going to charge into these 2 guys here. You can't see him, so I'm going to just charge here. No Overwatch, but I'm looking for 8 inches to get in. And I'm going to re-roll that because of their swift and deadly attack abilities. Whew, nope. And my guy back here is going to charge into them, into this guy over here. So his Overwatch here, looking for 6s. Getting 1. So that's going to be
5.
Looking for a 5 to wound. No wound there. So he needs a 10-inch charge to make it in here. Not going to get it, so I'm going to re-roll because of and they shall know no failed charges. Oh, and he is in. Woo! And my guy here is now going to charge into his zealot over here. So 5 shots, looking for 6s. Not getting any of them there. And he is in. And now movement phase for the Ad Mech. His plasma caliber dude bro moved over this way. Everyone else readied themselves except for the ones that are locked in combat. But then his leader here is going to try to charge into my genestealer over here. So this is going to be, the thing is he has to go up and over the terrain there. So he's going to be looking for an 8-inch charge because as much as they're that close, he still needs an 8-inch charge to get up and over. But I've got no Overwatch, so I may as well. Nope. No, does not make it up and over. So he actually ended up moving up to the top of the building there and just taking a position. All right, so into the shooting phase, his sniper here is going to fire into my dude bro back over here. So he's going to be -1 because of him being obscure, but he's going to get +1 because he's the comm specialist and gave himself the ability. So it's going to be looking for a 3 to hit. Boo, no hit. And my opponent's actually going to spend a CP to re-roll that. Boo. No, back into it too. And now his ranger over here is going to fire into that same target there, -1 because of the obscured. So looking for a 4. Getting 1 hit. Looking for a strength 4, so looking strength 4.
Yes.
So looking for a 4 to wound. That was the one there. So that's going to be a wound. Looking for a 5-up invul save. Whoa! No, nothing there. I'm going to spend a command point to re-roll that. No. So let's see the injury roll. Oh, he is dead. All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. Into the fight phase, we're going to start off with my chargers over here. So we've got this guy who charged into his zealot over there. So I've got 3 attacks. He's got 1 flesh wound on him. So it's going to be 3 attacks looking for 4s to hit. Ooh, boy. All right, now I'm going to activate this guy back over here. 3 attacks, hitting on 3s because he's not wounded. Of course, he can hit everything. So that's 3 hits. Wounding on 3s. Getting 1/6, that's going to be AP -4. Does he have, he also has an invul, so it's going to be 2 at AP -1, 1 at AP -4. So we've got 2 5-ups. Makes 1, fails 1, but he's only got 1 wound, right? So we're going to have the injury roll now. 2, takes a flesh wound. And then this guy over here is going to attack. He's got -2 to hit because of the 2 flesh wounds, so looking for 5s to hit. Could have used that wound, the roll from the last guy, but that's 1 hit. Wounding on 3. That's a wound, AP -1, 5 up. Oh, and he makes it. All right, so I'm going to activate my veteran now over here since we're done with chargers. So now I get to activate one guy who's normal there. So he's going to attack in here. 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. So that's 3 hits. Wounding on 3s. Getting 1 wound, AP -1, 5-up save. Oh, and he's good. All right, so my opponent spent a command point on Gritted Teeth, and he's going to attack back with this guy here. So he's going to attack into my veteran guy. So he's going to have his 3 attacks.
Hitting on 3s,
hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s.
Because of canticles.
Because of canticles. So that's all hits. These are now strength +2, so it's going to be strength 5, looking for 3s to wound.
6, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, is he strength 4?
Yeah.
All right, strength 4. So here we go. Strength 6, same difference. So that is going to be 3 wounds there. These are now going to be looking for 5-up invul saves. Making that one's cocked. Making one of them, so still taking the 1 injury roll here.
Omnissiah.
No, don't do it.
Yeah.
Oh, and he did. And now I'm going to activate one of my guys over here. 3 attacks on 3s. That's all hits. That is all wounds, one of which is at AP -4. So we've got 2 at AP -1 looking for 5-ups. 1 goes through, so it doesn't matter about the last one because he's down past his wounds there. So +2 to this roll. Yeah, he did. And that is actually a point because he's not within 2 inches of any of his guys, but I was within an inch of him. All right, so now we're going to have him attacking into my genestealer over here. 1 attack, hitting on a 4, -1 because it's -1 there. No hit. Rerolling once because of the mechanicals. Sorry about that. Still not getting to do it again, though.
Not meant to do.
And now he's going to attack over here. Again, no, he's going to be hitting on 3s because he's not...
4.
Oh, hitting on 4. Oh, then he would have been a 5 because he's got -1 because of that. But that's whatever. 1s don't give it. That is not a hit. And now the zealot guy over here gets 2 attacks, hitting on 3s. No hits there. All right, and that is the end of the turn here on turn 2. My guys have lost 2 guys, but their leadership of 9 means that they cannot fail their leadership yet. But he's lost 1 guy, so his guy back here can fail on a 6. Which he doesn't get, so he is good to go. So no nerve tests are failed, and neither of us has to take a break test. So we will now roll to see who will have the initiative here on turn 3. Ooh, pretty good there with a 10. Not as good with a 7. So I will come back to you after movement phase for the genestealers. All right, so the movement phase for the genestealers here. He stayed in combat. He's going to charge. He advanced up over here. My leader moved up into the base over there, and he's going to stay still. He's going to stay in combat. This guy here, my combat specialist, he moved up over here, and I spent 2 command points for metabolic overdrive, which is it's a stratagem for the Tyranids, which allows him to make a second move. So his second move is going to be to charge into these 2 guys over here, because the way it states is he can make a second move, and the charge says when you choose a model to move, you can also choose to charge. So talking with my opponent, we both agreed that that makes total sense. He's just allowed to do whatever kind of movement that he wants to. So he's going to choose to charge into these 2 guys. But we're going to start with his charge over here into the Plasma Culliver guy. So he's going to overwatch on him because you can just see him around the corner over there. So it's going to be 2 shots here, hitting on 6s. Oh, Inception! No, it does hit. Okay, so that's going to be strength 8. So looking for a 2 to wound. That is a wound. 5-up invul save. No, I'm gonna spend a command point on that one. No, still don't get it. So here we go. It's 2 that's 1 damage, right?
No, 2 damage.
Oh, it's just straight 2. Oh, it's supercharged. So it's 2 damage here. This is going to be looking for anything up there. 4 is, but he's within an inch of terrain there, so that becomes a 3. So he takes the 1 flesh wound there. So now we have his charge distance here. So he's still alive. Oh, okay. His charge distance, 5 inches. Ooh, 1 second. Nope, that wasn't enough. So he's re-rolling, looking for 7 inches on this charge. So it's going to be re-rolling because of initial no failed charges. Oh, rolling a die off the table. In he goes. All right, and so now he is going to charge into these 2 guys over here. I forgot the stratagem means he does have to roll a d6, and on a 1 takes a mortal wound. Oh, that was very few pips I saw on that one, but he doesn't have to take the mortal wound. So the 1 guy can actually still overwatch. So here comes his 2 shots here. Oh, getting 2 hits. Who does that? All right, looking for 5s to wound, right? Oh no, he's got strength 4 on that. All right, strength 4 on that. So looking for 4s. Getting 1 wound. Looking for a 5-up invul save. No, goes through. Don't do it. Oh, takes a flesh wound. He's going to spend a CP to re-roll it. Oh, the drama. The drama. No, it's a 1. So he still takes the 1 flesh wound. And yeah, he is definitely in on that one. All right, movement phase for the Admech here. His guy over here staying in combat. He stayed in combat. His leader up here is going to be charging into my dude bro over here. These two guys just got charged, so they can't fall back. And this guy over here fell back, and his dude bro with the Transuranic Arquebus is going to ready himself. So that is it for the movement. We'll come back to you with the shooting. JK charge first. So he is going to be charging in here. I got nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. And ooh, he is way in. All right, so now his dude bro, the comm specialist, is going to shoot. He's the only one that can shoot this turn. He's going to shoot into my dude bro over here that got fallen back from. So he's going to have one shot hitting on a 3 because he's a comm specialist, +1, -1 because of obscuring. That is a hit. So this is now going to be wounding on a 3. That is a wound. Looking for a 5-up invul save. No, goes through. Only got 1 command point left. Yeah. No, he's got mega wounds there. No, I'm going to let this go. See what happens here. +2 to this roll. Can he roll a 1?
D3 damage first.
Oh, D3 damage first. 3 damage. Can he roll 3 1s?
Please no.
No, he does not. So he is dead. All right, so into the fight phase. My guy here is going to attack into his dude bro with the plasma culliver. So I've got 3 attacks here. These are going to be hitting on 4s because he's got the 1 flesh wound on him. All right, so that made a difference with that Overwatch there. So that's 1 hit. Wounding on a 3. That is a wound, AP -1. So looking for a 5-up. Oh, he's good. All right, and now he is going to activate his leader. When he activates him, he's going to spend 2 command points on Conqueror Doctrina Imperative.
Yep.
Right? Imperative, which means he gets +1 to hit. So he's going to be hitting on 2s, exploding on 5. So 3 attacks. So that's going to be 3 hits. 2 of them get the 2 additional, so it's going to be 7 hits on 3 attacks, which is brutal. Here we go. Looking for strength +2, right?
Yep,
so looking
3s.
for 3s to wound. Getting a lot of 3s, so that's going to be 6 3s. We've got 6 dice here. Looking for 5-up invul saves. Getting 1, so making 1 of them. So the injury roll here is a flesh wound.
Did he attack?
All right, so now my combat specialist who charged in here is going to attack. He is going to put 3 of his attacks into this guy on the left here, 1 attack into the guy on the right with the plasma caliber, because he's got 4 attacks since he's my combat specialist. So we've got the 3 attacks into the guy on the left there, looking for 4s to hit because he's got a flesh wound. All right, so that's 2 hits, wounding on a 3. That is 1 wound at AP -1, 1 wound at AP -4. So we've got 1 5-up save. Nope, that failed that, so it doesn't matter the other one. So we've got an injury roll here. With a 6 with a fill face, so he is dead. And we got the 1 attack onto the plasma culliver guy there. So we've got 1 attack hitting on a 3.
4.
Hitting on a 4 because of him being there. I'm gonna let that one stay. All right, so now my guy is gonna attack into his, because now we're done with the charges here, so now we've got the regular guys. He's gonna attack into his zealot over here. I'm gonna spend 1 command point for gritted teeth to ignore my wound there. So it's gonna be 3 attacks hitting on 3s. All right, getting 1 hit. Didn't make a difference, but whatever. Wounding on a 3. That is not a wound.
Yep,
all right, so now his vanguard over here is gonna try to punch genestealer in the face. So he's got 1 attack here,
5.
hitting on a 5 because he's -1 to hit. No hit. All right, so now I'm going to attack over here with this guy. 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. Alrighty, getting 1 hit. Wounding on a 3. That is a wound, AP -1, so 5-up save. Oh, he's good.
So, yeah,
and now his
zealot.
zealot here is going to attack into me. 2 attacks, hitting on 3s. Getting 1 hit, wounding on a 4. 3. That is a wound. 5-up. Invul serve. No. Injury roll +1. Oh, 3 + 1 is 4, and he's not within an inch of there, so he is dead. And because he wasn't within 2 inches of one of my guys, that gave him a point for capture. And the last guy up here with his leader, I've got 3 attacks hitting on 4s because he's got the flesh wound. Yeah.
Easy.
All right, so now this plasma guy is going to attack into my combat specialist over here. So he's got the 1 attack here, hitting on 4s. That is a hit. Looking for a 5.
No.
Oh no, he's
because
he's a toughness -1 because of being full of radiation there. So he's comes toughness 3, strength 3, looking for a 4 to wound. No, that is a wound regardless. 5 up invul save. Yeah, I finally make one. I'll take that. Woo! All right, so that's the end of the turn here. Moving on to nerve test. Nobody has to take a break test yet. I'm close, but I don't have to take it yet. So nerve test. I've got 4 guys out of combat right now, so he has to take it. So 4 plus 2 is 6. He's good to go. The guy down here, 4 plus 1 is good, and the guy over here, 4 plus 5 is still good because that's makes it a 9. That's what his leadership is. So whew, that was close. But he has 1 leadership, 1 nerve test to take over here. He has 2 guys out, so 2 plus 2 is good to go. So nobody is nervous. So we will come back to you. Oh no, now we'll roll to see who has the initiative for this next turn. I got a 7. And my opponent's got a 7, so re-rolling like champs. Ugh, 4. Oh, 3. Okay. Wants me to go first, I guess. So we'll come back to you after the movement phase for the Tyranids here on turn 3, 4? 4, turn 4. All right, movement phase for the Tyranids here on turn 4. These 2 guys stood in combat. He's staying in combat. He's staying in combat. And my leader over here, he advanced up over this way, and now I'm going to spend 2 command points on metabolic overdrive. Let's see if he wounds himself. Oh, he does not, thankfully. And then he is now going to charge into these 2 guys. So he can't. This guy over here can't see him, but the arquebus guy can. So he's going to have the 1 shot here, looking for a 6. No, does not happen. So 6 inches, he can climb over and get into combat over there. 4 inches, he can move around and get in combat with the 1 guy. So let's see what happens. And he is in. Moving for the ad mech. These 2 guys had to stay in combat over here, but his guy with the plasma caliber fell back out of combat. The guy that was engaged with him is fallen back out of combat, and his leader stayed engaged with my genestealer up on top of the building over here. So, but his zealot here is going to try to charge into my dude bro over there. I am actually going to fall back 3 inches, so we're just going to go to there.
Cowardly lion.
And now, well, it's not fall back, sorry, retreat 2 inches. Basically, he's just like revving up his engine. He's like zoom, 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 to get ready to just like start running into other people. So here we go. His charge distance, 8 inches, might get him in. Yeah, he's in. All right, so shooting phase now. He's got a pistol, so he's going to be firing this pistol, hitting on 3s. Getting 2 hits. Strength 3, right? So looking for 5s to wound. Getting 1 wound. 5 up invul save. Nope. Injury roll. Nope, that is a flesh wound. All right, since I have initiative, I will go first with my charge over here. My leader's going to attack into his arquebus dude bro. So 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. That is all hits. Wounding on 3s. Getting 1 wound, but AP -4, so it's a 6 up invul save. No, goes through. Injury test. 3 is a flesh wound.
3 attacks.
And then he's got his charge with the zealot over here, so he's got 3 attacks now, hitting on 3s. Is that just a hit back there? 1 hit over there. So it's going to be strength +1 because of the charge with the zealot, and +2 because of the taser goad. Makes it a strength 7, so looking for 3s. No wound. He's actually going to spend a CP on that one to get a wound. Hey, it actually worked this time. Looking for a 5 up invul save. No, goes through. Injury roll. Oh, he did. And now my guy up here is going to activate into him. I've got no CP left for Gritted Teeth, which would have been nice. So I've got 3 attacks hitting on 5s. Getting none. And now he's going to attack back with his 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. Getting 1 hit. Wounding on a 3. That is a wound. 5 up invul save. He's good with a fill phase. Woo! All right, so now the ranger here is going to attack back on a 5. That's a hit.
And still
on a 5.
Oh, 4.
Oh, 4 because he's we got the -1 because of the vanguard there. So that is a wound. 5 up invul save. Yeah, with that fill phase.
Dude.
And 1 attack from the vanguard. That is not a hit. All right, so that's the end of turn 4 there. I have to take a break test because I've got 5 guys out here. So looking for a 9 on this one. All right, I'm good on a 4. So I'm not broken, but I do have to take some nerve tests. So I've got the guys down here. So we'll start on the guy on the left there. 5 guys, so 5 plus 1 is 6, good to go. This guy over here, 5 plus 6 is broken, so nerved, so he's all nervous. Shaken is the word I'm looking for. The guy up here, also shaken. Not great. That's really not great. So we're gonna go now into his. So he's got 1 guy here, 2 guys out. So 2 plus 1 is good to go, and this guy back here is 2 plus 2 is 4. They're good to go. All right, so now we're gonna roll to see if a game goes on because this was turn 4. So on a 3-up, it will go on to a turn 5. No, that is the game. That is the end of the game. So at the end of this game, my opponent managed, get this, the Skitari with all of their shoosty guns killed 2 of my guys in close combat outside of 2 inches of my guys. I killed 1 guy outside of 2 inches of his guys and within 1 inch of my guys. So this is an AdMech victory. Who'da thunk that the AdMech with all their shoosty guns would manage to out-combat the Tyranids with a bunch of genestealers. That's why you gotta love this game. It's so much fun. Oh man, I had a blast. This was so fun. Oh man, the way the dice were just going back and forth. He was like, I felt like I did a pretty good job of getting into his face without dying horribly to like the mass amounts of fire that he was just going to rain down upon me. I feel like I did pretty good at that. And then after that, I mean, I rolled like a fill and filled it up a few times. And he rolled like a fill a couple times there too. I have so many flesh wounds because he could not roll a 4+ on an injury roll like ever. So he was always rolling like 1, 2s, or 3s to give me a whole bunch of flesh wounds. I had like, this guy had 2 flesh wounds. There was a guy over here that eventually died that had 2 flesh wounds. There was just flesh wounds galore everywhere. Everyone had flesh wounds. He just couldn't kill me. But yeah, so much fun. So much fun. Yeah, so I hope you guys have all enjoyed this. I certainly have. I have been Phil the Glacial Geek. As always, my opponent's been Ben. And until next time, have fun.